Boys and girls, we're back looking at my piece of writing. I am looking specifically for those transition words. Right now, I would like you or your teacher to write down the words we're looking for. These words, if you want to write them on the whiteboard, are words that I want you to check for in your own writing in about 3 minutes. So we're looking for words like when, then, next, after, finally. Those are called transition or time order words, and they help move your narrative along. All right, keep your detective eyes open. Heidi, come in the water, it's warm, Craig yelled at me. I was standing still on the sandy shore of Lake Michigan watching my husband splash through the waves. It had been a perfect day at Silver Beach until now. Now I was watching huge waves crash over my husband's head. I felt terrified at the thought of joining him in the water. I didn't hear any of those words, but the word now is a bit of a transition word. It tells something that's happening right at that moment. So I'm going to count that as a possibility. Hurry up, Heidi, Craig shouted again. And again, I'm going to say yes to that one as well. It's kind of a transition. It shows that he's doing something over. I dipped my toe in and quickly pulled it back out. Then, before I changed my mind, I ran into the water and swam to him. Finally, I heard a transition word. There's then. This isn't so bad, I thought. All of a sudden, I saw a giant wave coming. From a distance, it looked as tall as a Chicago skyscraper. The wave came closer and closer. You've got to dive into this one. Go under. I think that would be a good place. Let's see, I need to add a transition word. You've got to dive into this one when it comes. I think I'm going to add the word when. When it comes, go under, Craig said. I called out to Craig, but it was too loud for him to hear. Swoosh! I did a half dive. After that, the wave tumbled me down, down, down. So after that is a transition, as is when that big wave comes. I poked my head up, choking on the water that I had accidentally swallowed. Yuck, that water tastes fishy, I said under my breath. A moment later, I'm going to consider that a transition, a moment later, because I'm telling you about the time. A moment later, I heard Craig laughing. Not a giggle or a chuckle, but a belly laugh, a loud belly laugh. What's so funny? I asked. Don't you realize I could have drowned under that wave? This question caused Craig to double over because he was laughing so hard. Heidi, he said, there's no way you were going to drown. You're standing in water that's only dot, 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 3 feet deep. All right, so I did a pretty good job of putting in some transition words. I see again and then and when after that, a moment later. I would consider all of a sudden a transition as well. So, what's your job now? You go back to your writing. Some of you need to finish yesterday's work if you chose to accept that invitation of tweaking or revising or doing a little change at the beginning of your writing, a little change at the end or the conclusion of your writing. And then today, if there's time, you can also look and see if you've used some of these transition words. Even adding one or two can make a real positive difference. We are ready, writers. We are going to be reading one story, sharing one story. You are trying to make it your very best by looking at this narrative checklist. So go add some transition words, and I will talk to you again on Monday.